You guys remember spring blades? Do you? Okay.
Although, I thought they were with K-Swiss.
No, I think that was tubes.
Are you sure they didn't have blades too?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
So they're doing that again, but different. And dare I say, better. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on a brand new running shoe from Adidas Running, and this is the Adidas Switch FWD. And no, I wasn't being serious about this being just like a continuation of the spring blades. It's what it reminds me of, especially the pitch for the shoe. When you first get on the landing page for it, says the Switch FWD turns gravity into forward motion. So again, it's very reminiscent of what the spring blade was all about, and they kind of even look like it visually with the angled kind of like, I don't know what you even call that, just like carvings or whatever out of the midsole. And again, same overall concept. So it's when you apply pressure and then you roll into your stride into your forefoot, it's supposed to take all of that weight and momentum and propel you forward. I believe Drew has been testing these, so I don't know if the performance review is available as of right now, but it should be available at WearTesters.com shortly. And with that being said, we've got a very lightweight, very thin Continental rubber outsole. I think a lot of people are going to be excited to see Continental back. I know that sometimes it's here, sometimes it isn't, but on this one, it's there. And Continental rubber is not just used because it's tire rubber, so it is a little bit more durable, but the main reason or the main purpose behind using Continental rubber, whether it's on a running product or a basketball product or a different product entirely, is for grip. All of us know tires are all condition, usually, like all weather conditions, and that's exactly why they use Continental here. What I like is that it's very reminiscent of like their stretch web outsoles that you would see on their Ultra Boost line, but it's done completely different. It's done to kind of like cater to the midsole design itself. So all of the carvings and cutouts that are used to apply cushion are just the natural locations of missing rubber. And so with that, you're reducing a ton of weight despite how chunky these things are. This right here feels very plush and springy underfoot, just based off of the way that it's designed, versus a Hoka that honestly starts off a little stiff. You ran in Hokas, they start off a little stiff.
Ooh, that was so long ago. I don't remember. I'd have to go look up my write-up. I don't remember. That was from 2019.
Every Hoka that I've tried on personally, then I've just been unimpressed with. It's just a big fat slab of EVA, which is what this is, but the blend of EVA is just a little bit better. And again, I think that the design that they use, basically carving everything out, helps implement that into a more comfortable version of the foam. I just do worry about longevity because EVA will bottom out. It'll pack down. It's like got little air pockets and stuff inside the foam, and every time you run or step, it's gonna pop a pocket or two. And again, that's every time. So, you know, you gotta retire your shoes eventually. And that's my only concern with this, is that there's so much missing that by the time this is done, like, are you gonna be feeling like you're sinking down instead of propelling forward? That's my only like real thought, but obviously only time will tell. Now for those curious, as far as the midsole and the stack height, the heel is 44.8 millimeters and then the forefoot is 34.8 millimeters, which gives you a 10 millimeter offset between the heel and the forefoot. So there is a slight slope, but you don't feel it as much as other shoes, in my opinion at least. Like sometimes runners will have that kind of like forefoot carved dip where it really feels like you're just rocking on the forefoot. These are not quite like that. Now, as far as the cushioning itself, that is also the main source of tech. So this is an EVA blend. It feels very good underfoot. I will say, I don't know if it's just because of all of the cutouts. So by nature, by removing all of that, it's kind of like when we talk about a dense midsole for basketball, and then they will core out or carve out like little sections within it. And those cored out sections will just allow the foam to kind of like compress and expand and deflect back into its shape. That's exactly the same concept here. It's just in a much larger scale, and it's through the midsole instead of into the midsole. So it's just a little bit of a different setup. When you step on these, and I think you'll be able to see that in the on-foot B-roll, they're just mad squishy, man. They're comfortable, you know what I mean? So if you're wearing something like this casually, I think that it's going to be a good move as far as overall comfort is concerned. I don't know if, you know, obviously visually if this is going to appeal to everybody, but chunky shoes are in. So like around our area, I just see tons of people wearing stuff that looks just like this. And as far as performance is concerned, like I said before, the only thing that I'm really concerned about is just like how long is this EVA foam going to last and how good will it feel after that. But when you look at it, like just for me messing around with them, there's hella creases and stuff, you know what I mean? So I just don't know how durable durable it'll be. But inside of that, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it exactly, but I really tried, there is a full-length TPU plate, and so that's supposed to be a stability plate as well as a spring plate. So it's going to keep everything stable while you get on that mushy platform, and then it'll propel you forward as well, just like the overall midsole design and stuff. So I do think it's really interesting. The forefoot area is wider than the rest, so there is plenty of forefoot stability there. So if you're a, I don't want to say a proper runner, but like if you strike with your midfoot to forefoot, then you should be good to go. And again, if you strike with your heel, this is basically going to just rock you into your forefoot, whether you like it or not. Now the upper is pretty basic. It's basically what we see on damn near every shoe at this point. So it's all textile. This shoe is made with recycled material, like a lot of Adidas's shoes. Adidas has been doing that for a long time, and they do really well at it. And it feels good despite it being recycled and stuff, so it doesn't feel like it's cheap or anything like that. So as far as textile is concerned, it feels up there with the rest of them. You can see that it's a mixture between a solid looking textile and then a see-through looking textile, so kind of like a screen mesh. And then underneath that is just a very breathable layer for structure and additional support. Something that's interesting is the eye stay area looks like it's a midfoot lockdown thing with all of that neon right there. It's actually not. It's just a little extra design that they folded over and then they stitch it onto the upper, so it's not a full kind of like lockdown tab, you know what I mean? Or fingers when they hug your foot. It's not like that. There is a midfoot band inside, so they're not quite gusseted. It's like a bungee, but it's like really fat and it's very thin and very soft, so it's not going to chafe your foot at all. At least I hope not. The tongue though, super airy, very comfortable. I don't typically love these little thin fusey type of tongues, but this material is very soft and pliable, so even though it was resting right on my ankle, it didn't feel like it was going to cut it or chafe it or anything like that. And with a slightly taller sock, you should be fine. They do have a molded rear though, which feels really good. They call it an anti-slip lining. I don't always, you know, we'll see. Everybody's foot shape is different. However, they do have the standard lacing system. Most people will want to lace all the way up to the top. That last eyelet though, you can use to draw your heel all the way to the back for additional support, or what's commonly done is they use that to produce a runner's loop, and that will do the trick usually, like 9 out of 10 times for most people. As far as their fit is concerned, they do fit true to size with my true size, and typically with running I will go up half a size, but in my true size, which is what these are, they feel okay. They do feel like there's a little bit of extra, you know, wiggle room width-wise for some toe splaying. However, I've learned in the past that when I run, my running size is just different than my basketball size, so I would still recommend going up half a size from your true size. And again, that's where those back eyelets are really gonna save your ass if you do happen to have some heel slip, where you can use a runner's loop or just use that back loop in general, and hopefully it'll work out for you and just keep your foot back there and stable in the heel counter area of the sneaker. But other than that, I think that they feel good. They're about 140 bucks, which isn't too bad. It's not, you know, gonna be their top of the line offering. I heard that they've got some other stuff in the works, but as far as like a mid-tier kind of offering for running, I do think that it'll be a solid option. And if you're using it for casual, they're super comfortable, so you shouldn't worry about that. But anyways, with that being said, this is the Adidas Switch FWD. Sound off below and let us know what you think about these down below in the comment section. Are they a little too spring blade, or do you think that they took the spring blade concept and made it better? I do think that they made it better. I just wonder how long it will last, just because it's foam. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Let us know what you think about these down below in the comment section. We will catch you guys on the next one. So until then, have a good one.